Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope all of you are doing good. Ramzan is not troubling you and it is not affecting your efficiency during work because of the fine weather that we are blissfully experiencing in this month of Ramadan. Uh, I'm Hassan Farid and I'm uploading a video after a long time because I was busy with certain tasks, because of which I could not get time to upload any video on YouTube. So you can welcome me because after all I look like a guest. So today I want to talk to you about this book which you can see on the screen, The Conquest of Happiness by Bertrand Russell, that he wrote in 1930. That is, it has been 96 years that this book was written, but the themes discussed in this book are still relevant. They echo loudly in the contemporary world in which we live. That is why I have decided to bring it to your attention. Let me tell you what the book is about. Actually, in this Conquest of Happiness, Bertrand Russell has talked about the causes each of happiness and unhappiness. I will only talk about the causes of unhappiness, and the reverse of it will be the cause of will naturally become the cause of happiness, because the antonym, the opposite of unhappiness is happiness. So going by that logic, if we reverse the cause of unhappiness, that will naturally become a source of happiness. So it is in that manner we are going to proceed with this lecture. well uh, According to Bertrand Russell, so before I start on telling you about those causes, there are numerous causes of unhappiness which Bertrand Russell has discussed in this book, but I will only talk about those causes which are very relevant, interesting, and insightful, and you people are going to enjoy it. That is what I can at least bet. First cause, according to Bertrand Russell, easy satisfaction of natural needs, that is, easy satisfaction of humans' natural needs, is also one of the causes of unhappiness. You may be surprised to hear this, that how come easy satisfaction of humans' natural needs or desires could be the cause of happiness, unhappiness, sorry. So first of all, let us understand what is humans' natural needs. Food, sex, shelter, entertainment, all these are humans' natural needs. Now, those people who get these needs satisfied quite easily are going to be unhappy in life. Why? Look a bit deeper. Human makeup is such that it is designed for struggle. When it struggles, when we struggle, when we put in efforts, we tend to derive some pleasure from it. But if we start getting our natural desires satisfied without efforts, without struggle, what will happen is that there is going to be little and little pleasure that we will derive from those needs or our desires. So this is also one of the sources of unhappiness. And for that, and to prove this point, I can give the example of Western society, in which the rate of suicide is higher than in any part of the world. Why? Because those people satisfy their desires quite easily as compared to other parts of the world. That is why suicide rate is high, because they feel some sort of meaninglessness. I know there could be other causes of this practice as well, but this is also one of the causes. This is also one of the factors which lead to this extreme step. This is the first reason. Second is excessive preoccupation with oneself, that is self absorption. Sometimes we are so absorbed in our inner world that we do not see what happens around the world, what happens in our surrounding. So we are so absorbed in ourselves, and that also leads to selfishness. That is, we are always into our own self. We don't bother to think about others, to think about the problems of the place where we live, to think about the problems that people in our surrounding face, and that becomes selfish, that makes us selfish. And human beings are not by nature very selfish. Okay, we tend to like to do things both on a selfish and on a selfless level. Okay, if we become completely selfish, that is followed by a certain hollowness, or I would say a vacuum is created, where sorrows, where grief, where some sort of unfulfillment enters. So yeah, self-absorption, according to Bertrand Russell, is also one of the reasons of unhappiness. Reverse it. Don't be self-absorbed. Okay, just hold on to the moderation principle of Islam, or the golden mean of Aristotle, which he proposed about 2500 years ago, and Islam proposed moderation principle about 1400 years ago. So okay, balancing one's life is very very important to have a pleasurable life. That is what I would say. Third thing is over competition. There is so much over competition, and people are, it's like people are running on a fast track in pursuit of something that they don't know. And also, people think that success is the cause of happiness. According to Bertrand Russell, this is untrue, because success is one of the factors of unhappiness, not the holistic thing which can lead to happiness. Okay, and so over competition, uh, relentless pursuit of success at all cost is also one of the reasons for unhappiness. Okay, and then we have another cause of happiness according to Bertrand Russell, which is nostalgia. Where does nostalgia come from? Well, if you don't know about nostalgia, let me tell you. Nostalgia is a kind of feeling which is which is craving for some past time, some past era. It could be it could be a past memory from your own life, or a past era, that is maybe 14th century or maybe 7th century. So this is what nostalgia is. So according to Bertrand Russell, some people live in nostalgia. That is, they regard past ages is better than the time in which they live. And so that that leads to a sort of unhappiness. It's a sort of melancholy which they carry with themselves all the time. So this is, according to Bertrand Russell, one of the reasons for unhappiness. So the solution, the remedy is to come out of nostalgia, is to forget about the past. One can borrow, one can revisit good memories from the past, but one should be present. And this is also a principle taught by so many psychologists to people who are facing some psychological issues. Psychologists suggest them that they should live in present, because life happens in present, it does not happen in the past. A very general saying. It does not even take a genius to understand this simple fact of life, that life happens in the present, not in the past. So why live in the past? Okay, so this is, according to Bertrand Russell, one of the reasons for unhappiness. And if I can quote Mubarak Ali, who is, I think, who holds PhD in Indo-Pak history, he said he in one of his books says that those people who have nothing worthwhile to do in the present tend to think about the past. They tend to glorify the past. Okay, and they crave for the past so much that they start living in some sort of nostalgia. So according to Bertrand Russell, this is also one of the um, sources for unhappiness. And then the last cause, there are other causes as well, but I will stop here because then I may not be able to upload my video on YouTube. um, yeah, what I just said you may not have understood it, but okay, I will just skim it and focus upon the last cause. Order seeking. According to Brian Russell, some people seek order in life. Okay, that is very interesting to understand, and you may not have heard about it before. So listen to it carefully. Some people are very prone to order seeking in life, whereas according to Baron Russell, life is inherently chaotic. It does not follow any certain order. And so when a person who have a liking, I mean a person who has a particular liking for order sees that life does not follow any order, okay, that comes as a disappointment to him. And so it's like he's it's like some sort of shock has struck him, some sort of blow has struck him, and so he starts living a life that is not in proximity with life. He starts living a life that is not in harmony with the very nature of life, which is disorder, because he looks for order in everything, and when he does not find it, he loses his nerves, he loses his head. So that is also one of the causes for unhappiness, and the remedy is to just go with the flow of life, accept unpredictability, uncertainties, mysteries, and miracles of life, because life is, I think, full of opportunities, adventures, diversity, mysteries, and miracles, and challenges. And once a person accepts all these in their entirety, he or she is likely to experience life in its full form. Well, so here I'm going to put an end to this I don't know what should I call it, lecture or what. But I thank you very much for your time, and I believe that you must have learned something insightful and interesting from this short summary of the causes of unhappiness is laid down by Bertrand Russell in his book that he wrote back in 1930. Thank you very much once again. Take great care of yourself. I will see you in the next video with another summary of a great book. That is what I could at least, that is what you could at least expect. Thank you very much. Take great care of yourself.